Cricket presents the Campfire. Today, we're analyzing District 4-5A Division 1. Teams in this district include Arlington Heights, Northside, Pascal, Polytech, South Hills, Trimble Tech, O.D. Wyatt, Chisholm Trail, and Saginaw. Let's begin by taking a look at this district in our film session. Saginaw High was the district champs last year as they went undefeated in the regular season. However, the Rough Riders got slammed by graduation, so a repeat might be difficult. The return of Vincent Gonzalez behind center could help, though. Perhaps Arlington Heights is the new favorite in this 4-5A. They finished second last year and return a lot of skilled position players, including running back Carson James and 3 receivers, including T.J. Johnson. With Caden Grant in the pocket, the Yellow Jackets have the makings of the district's top dog. O.D. Wyatt will be a player as they return Jaworski Lane at quarterback and a dangerous defensive line. Chisholm Trail was a playoff team last year, and they return a solid ground attack with William Quintana and Ethan Westover. Pascal invites back dual threat Jashawn Thomas at quarterback as they hope to make the postseason again this fall. Northside's Trustin Holland produced 17 touchdowns a year ago and will lead the Steers again this year. Polytech and Trimble Tech both finished 3-7 last season. The Parrots will rely on Billy Johnson to gain more wins, while Trimble Tech's Kendall Campbell hopes to continue gobbling up yards in the backfield. South Hills finished with just 1 win a year ago and will look for improvement.
The Campfire is presented by Cricket. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We love easy. 4! Yeah!
Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today. The Campfire is brought to you by Kubota, the #1 selling compact tractor in Texas. For details, visit gokubota.com. Kubota, because you can.
For an even deeper look at 4-5A Division 1, here's producer Ward Fasold and insider Matt Diggs with the District Breakdown.
All right, Diggs, we've wandered over to Fort Worth, and we are ready to start talking District 4-5A Division 1. It's always an interesting district because you never really know which is what is the actual cream that's going to rise to the top, because we got to figure out what that is. Last year was Saginaw, where they had a team that was kind of built for last year, and they're hit by graduation. I don't think they'll be at #1 this year, but who do you like in this district, and tell me why?
Well, if you remember last year, we were talking about, I thought I had Arlington Heights as my #1 team. And Ward, you taught me something as a producer. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So we're going to hype up Arlington Heights again. And with 3 different Jameses on this team, how could you not be excited about them? It was kind of a weird situation last year. I know you don't always like the computer polls and whatnot, but Arlington Heights ended this district as the computer poll champion, despite losing to Saginaw in actual district championships. But they got just about everybody coming back. They got Caden Grant, who threw for 1,700 yards and 18 touchdowns. And one thing I know you like, Ward, you like that touchdown to interception ratio. Yep. He only threw for 3 interceptions last year. So he's very smart with the ball, very heady. He's not going to make mistakes. He's not going to put Arlington Heights in a situation where he loses the game with the mistake. He also rushed for 12 touchdowns last year. So 30 touchdowns coming back. But Carson James ran for over 1,000 yards and also ran for 18 touchdowns. Ward, when you got 48 touchdowns coming back, I like you. I like you.
What are you looking at 1 through 9 here?
#1, I got Arlington Heights. They're a very dangerous team this year. I've actually got Chisholm Trail #2. I got O.D. Wyatt #3, Fort Worth Pascal #4, Saginaw 5, Northside 6, Poly 7, Trimble Tech 8, and South Hills, the Scorpions #9.
We'll post the entire breakdown segment this Wednesday on our social media pages. Now let's take a look at some game changers in our Players on the Rise, presented by Parker University. This may be the last season that O.D. Wyatt's Jaworski Lane Jr. lines up behind center, so he's hoping to go out with a bang. One of the nation's best baseball prospects for his class, Lane has also stood out on the gridiron. Lane is a dominant dual threat for the Chaparrals. When he tucks and goes, that's a long touchdown waiting to happen, but the threat of him running opens up opportunities in the passing game. Catch him now on the football field because the diamond is where his future lies. Arlington Heights quarterback Caden Grant was the district's newcomer of the year last season. Grant threw for 1,700 yards and ran for 452 yards, all while accounting for 30 touchdowns. Caden will have most of his weapons back from last season, so look for those numbers to go up. Grant's biggest tool is his elusiveness, as he's hard to bring down and can certainly extend plays. One of the best returning running backs in the district is William Quintana Rodriguez from Chisholm Trail. In his junior year, Quintana rushed for 1,146 yards and 15 touchdowns for the 6-5 Rangers. William averaged almost 9 yards per carry as he could turn a short gain into a long one pretty quick. Look for Quintana to push the 1,500-yard mark as a senior. As a sophomore a year ago, Arlington Heights' Carson James made first-team All-District as a running back. James rushed for over 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns for the Yellow Jackets and still has 2 more years to develop. Carson has excellent balance and is difficult to bring down on initial contact. Another good sign? James rocks a 4.5 GPA, so he's brains and brawn.
Switch to Cricket and get nationwide 5G, so you can post that epic ooh. If you switch, you also get a free phone, which you need. Welcome to getting more. Welcome to Cricket Nation. Smile, you're on Cricket.
75 years of made-to-order goodness. That's Whataburger. Goodness 24/7. Players on the Rise is brought to you by Parker University. Would you like to help a veteran? Log on to parkerperformanceinstitute.com to learn more about the Invicta Project.
Our Ward Fasold caught up to Chisholm Trail head coach Rickland Holmes to talk about his Rangers in our Media Day segment.
All right, we are talking 405A Division I with my guy Rickland Holmes, and we're going to talk about Chisholm Trail and how you guys were you guys made it in the postseason. Had that, man, it's one thing to make the postseason, and you look at it and you see you got Alito. It's like, all right, hey, remember, boys, we made the postseason. All right, don't worry about that. But talk about the success of your team last year, especially after realignment, getting yourself into a new district with a lot of Fort Worth teams.
Well, first thing, just changing the culture here at Chisholm Trail High School. You know, since the conception of this school in 2012, every sport on this campus has had some kind of success during district and postseason, except for the football team. This was the first year that, as a football team, we won more than 4 games. We went 7-4, first time in school history making the playoffs. So this put us in a position where we can change the culture and the mindset of our overall football program and let people know that we actually can play football around here. So getting to that point, yeah, we made the postseason, and yeah, you know, we ran into Alito, which I'm glad that we ran into a team like Alito our first time going to the playoff, because now our kids know what programs look like to get to that point. We got some great kids that's here at Chisholm Trail.
All right, Coach, I appreciate it, and I will talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
You can catch the entire interview Friday on our social media channels. Hey, that'll do it for this week's Campfire. Next week, we head up to Frisco to talk about 5A Division I. Until then, have a great week, everybody.